In this video, we're talking about the Holosun AEMS. That's the Advanced Enclosed Micro Sight. Shooting and demonstrations are all performed in a wide open shooting designated area. Safety protocols are always followed. Today we're going over this. This is the Holosun AEMS, also known as the Holosun AEMS. This is Holosun's newest red dot, and this is a 7075 T6 aluminum anodized red dot. This thing's pretty freaking cool, and I want to give a shout out to True Shot Gun Club for letting me borrow this for review. I finally went through my testing with it, and I really like this. It's pretty cool, but let's talk about some of the features, and if there is something I don't like about it, we'll talk about that too. Let's get into it. So the platform that I chose to put the red dot on is this right here. This is the PSA KS47. This is the shorty little barrel pistol. Now I think where this particular red dot excels is going to be in the pistol / PCC category. The reason I decided to put the Holosun on this guy right here is because of the very stout recoil, and I want to give the red dot some abuse, but fair abuse. And what I mean by that is I'm not going to go and slap the thing on the 50 cal, something like that. I want to put it on something that's a practical application. This was perfect. It's a short barrel. It's not a precision firearm. So I figured something like a red dot would be perfect on this guy. Sorry, I have really dirty hands. I went shooting today, and even though I've washed them many times, they're still just kind of stained. If you shoot, you know how it goes. So here it is. Let's take a general look. So a couple cool features right off the bat is you do have a tall mount. This is the mount that came with it when I borrowed it. So one neat feature about this red dot are the two flip caps you have. And these flip caps are integrated into the body. You have a 7075 anodized aluminum body, and this is IPX8 waterproof tested. That means it can be submerged, I think in over a meter of water for a certain amount of time, don't know exactly. So right here you have the two flip caps, and these are cool because they're actually part of this, and they're so clear you don't actually need that solar panel right here on the top. What's cool about the solar panel is you can actually run this thing without a battery. As long as there's some kind of source where the solar panel can pull energy out of, you don't need to run this with a battery. So if your battery dies or if your battery fails, you can still run this during the day, which is a really cool feature. I know the Holosuns have that on multiple different optics, and it's a cool feature. I really do like it. So here's your controls, and this is pretty much all you have. You have a minus button and a plus button. Now the buttons do more than just increase the brightness of the reticle. If you want to turn your reticle off, you press these two buttons, and then it turns the reticle off. When you want to turn it on, all you have to do is hit the plus button, and then it turns the reticle on. You can adjust the brightness by pressing up and down, or if you hold the minus button, you can actually change the reticle type. If you hold this down, you can change between three reticle types. You can do just a circle, the circle with a dot in it, or just a dot. And it's a 2 MOA dot as well. So overall, it has some pretty cool features, and what's nice about this is the large window. That square window does make for a nice sight picture. Right here, you have a battery door. One nice thing about this battery door is you finally have some decent sized Torx screws right here. The other Holosun that I have has a tiny little micro Torx, and I don't have any tools small enough to fit that. And if I lose my Holosun tools, that means I have to get a replacement. So this is a very standard Torx size. It's not an awkward, tiny little size. Granted, this is a relatively large optic too, a relatively large red dot. Not huge. I mean, there's others that are a lot bigger, but it's a good size red dot. So I guess why not put some good size screws on there? You have your elevation adjustment right here, and then you have your windage adjustment right on the other side next to the controls. So the cool thing about these flip caps is they're replaceable. Obviously anything like this can be damaged. If you flip this open and then you drop the gun, these things can break off, I'm sure, pretty easy. So you can actually buy new flip caps, and these are plastic, so they will purposely break if they need to. It's kind of like an RC car. If everything on an RC car is anodized aluminum, you're gonna start breaking aluminum parts. In the end, something's gonna break. So if they can make the cheap part out of plastic, that protects your actual glass on the inside of the red dot. It's so clear that you actually don't really need to open these up unless you get some fogging or something like that. So overall, the weight isn't bad. Very solid feeling, but a pretty cool application for something like a PCC or a pistol, like a rifle caliber pistol. So like something in 5.56, 300 blackout, 7.62 by 39, or if you want to put this on a PCC, like an MP5 style firearm, Scorpion, something like that. I don't really have any immediate complaints with the red dot, and I think the reason being is because I just have it very short term to borrow. I put about 200 rounds with the red dot mounted, and it did not lose zero at all throughout all the testing that I did. And I had a couple different people shoot the red dot as well, including my friend Rob. And he liked it a lot. So what's really cool about the red dot are some of the features. And one thing that I'm a big fan of is options. If you have the ability to change the reticle, that's pretty cool. Sometimes when you shoot, you might not want that full circle reticle with a dot inside, that crosshair reticle. When you hold that minus button on the red dot, it actually changes. It either changes from a circle with a dot in it, or you can have just a circle without the dot, or you can have no circle at all and just a dot. I guess 4 modes, you can also turn it off and have nothing. What's really cool about this also is the solar panel on top. That means you can actually run this red dot during the day without draining batteries, or if your battery is dead, you can still use that red dot and it'll work just fine. And it gets really, really bright as well, even just running off the solar panel. So one nice thing about this red dot also is the reticle is very crisp. So it's kind of hard to show you guys on camera, but you can go real bright when you're out in the desert and it's like stupid sunny outside, or you can dim it down. And this is even night vision compatible as well. Before you get to the really extreme brightness, of course, the brighter things get, the more muddy they're gonna get, blown out they're gonna get, just like overexposed reticle. This doesn't really have that issue. Now, of course, when you're getting really bright, it starts getting a little overexposed and blown out. But when you just have it at a normal standard red dot level, you have a very crisp reticle. It's very clean looking. You don't see a lot of fuzzy. You don't see any fuzz around the edges. It's just a very crisp reticle, and I like that a lot. So the AEMS stands for Advanced Enclosed Micro Red Dot Sight. So Advanced Enclosed Micro Sight. I already talked about the perfect application for this. I do think that this is a little small for like a full-size rifle. So if I have a full-size AR-15, something with a full-size actual rifle length barrel or carbine length barrel, I kind of like the LPVO option. So this is all totally 100% my opinion. Maybe you want a small red dot like this on your rifle. I do have an EOTech XPS2 on my LWRC AR, and I really like that there. But on some of the other ARs, I do have my LPVOs from Ride-On and Vortex. As of right now, I've seen this for sale. The red version like this one, or the red reticle version, is $399, and I've seen the green version like a few bucks more, like $420, $430, around there. And I will post links for you guys where you can find these if you want to get one for yourself. And I'm going to do like a little write-up review of it. Overall, I think it's a pretty cool optic, and I really love the build material, the construction overall, the quality, and then the crisp clarity of the reticle. At this very moment, I haven't found a whole lot of bad to say about it. It is what it is, and the cool thing about an optic is the optics either work or they don't. And so far, for the short time I've had this works. So overall, I think Holosun knocked it out of the park with this red dot right here, and I do like it. This is one of the very first production models. It's a very low production number on it. But again, big shout out to True Shot Gun Club for letting me borrow this for review. I like it very much, and I will hesitantly give it back to you guys. So thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.